In this episode of 10 Best Ones, we are going to check out the top 5 best Sony TVs in 2018. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I tried to list them based on their price, quality, durability and more. If you want to see the price and find out more information about these Sony TVs, you can check out the links down in the description and the comment section below. Okay, so, let's get started with the video. At number 5, we have the Sony X720E. The Sony X720E is a quality, entry-level 4K TV that, except watching movies and series, will give you a space for gaming, so wait until you find out what else you can expect. From a design perspective, the X720 comes in 3 sizes, starting from the 43-inch that we are currently reviewing, the 49-inch and the 55-inch, but regardless of your choice, every single one of them looks and performs really well. Even though the TV's construction is almost entirely made of plastic, it still looks well made and strong, thanks to the screws that are present throughout the body. In addition, if you check its borders, you can notice that they are thin as well, and if you ask me, they do give the TVs an expensive look, even though the TV itself is affordable. At the bottom, there is the large and sturdy base that provides a great support, so you won't have any troubles placing the TV on different surfaces. The connectivities include 3 HDMI ports, 3 USB ports, a digital optical out, a 3.5mm analog audio out, single component input, a composite input, 1 tuner, and Ethernet port, and all of them are positioned on the back side, but you will also find more on the rear. But now, let's talk about the performance. This model uses innovative technologies to ensure that your watching experience will be truly amazing. Or to be more precise, the Motion XR Flow technology will ensure that the dynamic scenes won't be blurry, but instead, they will be precisely captured, so you won't miss anything. On the other side, the Dynamic Contrast Enhancer will add deeper blacks, enhance the overall tonal gradation with a natural touch, and improve the texture definition, so I'm sure that for the price you pay, you simply can't be disappointed with the picture. Before we end, I'd also like to note that this TV has smart functionalities, of which you can benefit highly, because the only thing that stands between you and the most used streaming services would be a simple tap of a button. To conclude, if you're looking for a budget-oriented and versatile 4K TV, then the X720 would be your choice. Moving on, at number 4, we have the Sony 800. The Sony A1E is a mid-range 4K UTLRA HD smart LED TV that has been on the market for a year, and since its release, it has quickly established itself as a great option for everyone who seeks for quality visuals without having to spend a fortune. From a design perspective, this model has an elegant, dark gray body that is accompanied by average thick borders, metallic edges, and a U-shaped stand with channels to ease your cable management and keep the surface as tidy as possible. At the rear, on the left, there are 2 HDMI ports, 2 USB 2.0 ports, 1 USB 3.0 ports, as well as a coaxial connector, while also at the rear, you will find 2 separate connector panels, with 2 more HDMI inputs, a component video input, an Ethernet jack and a digital audio connection, so you will be more than fine in terms of connectivities. Now, let's talk about the features. The X800E boasts a triluminous display that is capable enough to output a great percentage of the color palette on one side, while on the other, the fact that it combines a 4K Ultra HD picture with the details of the HDR, without a doubt, I can say that this TV is a beast. In addition, this model has a refresh rate of 60 Hz, which is good for the price, due to the fact that the TV will offer you an effective motion for every kind of content that you'd like to watch. I would also like to add that, if you're a PS4 user, do not hesitate to start gaming, because the X800E will let you an immersive gaming experience, because the textures, the colors, the whites and blacks will be really well equipped, so for now, I really can't find any complaints. Finally, the X800E has smart functionalities as well, so feel them all, and enjoy the time with your favorite apps, while using the Sony's Android TV, since this TV has everything that means entertaining. To conclude, the Sony 800E deserves your attention, so check it out, and feel housed to have a TV of this caliber. Next stop, at number 3, we have the Sony X690. The The Sony X690E would be a really good option for you, if you're looking for a 60-inch, 4K smart LED TV that offers plenty of useful features, which makes the TV strong enough to compete with most of the high-end TVs on the market. From a design perspective, the X690E has an all-plastic, relatively thick body, that is finished in dark gray, a color that is suitable for any home decor, so regardless if you mount it on your wall or not, the TV does really look good. At the bottom, you can see that the U-shaped stand has a matte finish, which suits to the TV's overall body, and according to the users, the stand does its job perfectly fine, so you shouldn't worry about anything. In terms of the connectivities, the X690E comes with 3 HDMI ports, 3 USB 2.0 ports, an RF connector for an antenna, but at the rear, you can also find a third HDMI port, a composite video, and an Ethernet port as well, so you will be ready for wired and wireless connection. But now, let's talk about the performance. This model uses the so-called 4K Reality Pro engine, which will upscale the image quality to near 4K quality, by analyzing each scene, and during the process, it will independently address the right amount of texture, color, and contrast, with the intention to reveal as many details as possible. Moreover, its native refresh rate of 60 Hz, the dynamic contrast enhancer, and the fact that it has an S-Force front surround, which will emulate a 3D sound, I'm sure that your home will be transformed into a cinema. I would also like to inform you that this TV comes with an intuitive remote control, that has YouTube and Netflix buttons, so with a simple tap, you will be able to watch your favorite movies, shows, or concerts. To conclude, the Sony KD60X690E is worthy of considering, because it justifies its price tag with its price, and it gives even more value in return. Moving on, at number 2, we have the Sony X900F. The Sony X900F would be an extremely good option for you, especially if you're looking for a 4K UHD smart LED TV that was introduced this year, and this by default means that it packs the latest technologies that will guarantee you an enjoyable user experience. From a design perspective, the X900F is available in 5 different sizes, but we've chosen the 49-inch version, because it doesn't cost that much, and it is suitable for a wide variety of users. This unit features a slim, silver-finished construction, and even though it is almost entirely made of plastic, it looks and feels expensive, from the moment you take it out of the box, and start watching your favorite content. The second thing that got my attention the most, is the stand, which is a bit wider if you compare it with other Sony TVs, and I think that Sony did it on purpose, because the TV leaves you a space to add a soundbar in between. Moving on, the connectivities include 4 HDMI ports, 2 USB 2.0 ports, 1 USB 3.0 ports, single Ethernet port, 1 digital audio output, an IR input, a 3.5mm analog audio output, and much more, so you will be equipped really well. Now, let's talk about the features. The Sony X900F is powered by Sony's 4K HDR processor X1 Extreme, which will ensure that the visuals you will see are going to be full of details, and offer you about 40% more real-time processing as well, which is truly amazing. In addition, this unit has a triluminous display, and uses the extended Dynamic Range Pro technology, which will offer you 6 times darker blacks, and brighter whites, with the intention to maximize your user experience. Another great thing about this TV is that it has a refresh rate of an impressive 120 Hz, which is something that I particularly like, due to the fact that the chances that you will notice blur and color distortion are set to the minimum. Last, but not the least, this unit is equipped with a bass reflex speaker as well, so as you can see, your movie sessions will have a whole new dimension. Overall, you should definitely consider the Sony X900F as your next purchase, and if you ever decide to purchase it, you would never regret your decision. And finally, at number 1, we have the Sony A1 E. The Sony A1 E would be an ideal option for you, if you want to invest in an OLED TV that will change the way you perceive what does a sharp screen and vibrant colors mean. From a design perspective, the A1E is available in 3 sizes, starting from the 55-inch version, the 65-inch version which we are currently reviewing, and the 77-inch version, but take in mind that you won't be disappointed, regardless of your choice. The first thing that you will notice, regarding the TV's construction, is the extremely thin borders, and its overall, minimalistic appearance, which makes the model look like a pure glass, that is surrounded by a fine metal frame. In addition, the stand that supports the whole cabinet supports the TV from its rear, instead of from the regular bottom position, so I'd suggest you choose a bigger table in order to fit properly. But what got my attention the most about the stand, is that it houses all of the connectivity ports, and I have to admit that Sony has succeeded with their attention, to create a TV that will be exceptionally minimalistic. For your information, the connectivities are composed of 4 HDMI ports, 2 USB 2.0 ports, 1 USB 3.0 port, an Ethernet port, an IR input, a composite input, single tuner, a 3.5mm analog audio output, and a digital optical audio out, which is more than enough. But now, let's talk about the performance. The 65-inch A1E has an OLED triluminous panel, with a refresh rate of 120 Hz, which is furtherly enhanced by the Motion Flow XR technology, that will make sure that you will enjoy a real cinematic experience, while watching a blur-free content. Moving on, according to the users, this model can output consistent colors, as well as perfectly defined whites and blacks equally good, so I think that your movie sessions will be dramatically improved, and set to a whole new level. Before we end, I'd also like to inform you that the A1E runs Android TV, which has an intuitive interface as the included remote control, so you won't have any issues in terms of navigation. To conclude, the Sony A1 is a must-have OLED TV, and if you ever decide to purchase it, you will assure yourself of its quality. Thanks for watching, I hope you liked this video. If this video was helpful to you, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this in the future, and if you have any questions related to these Sony TVs, you can leave a comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can.